as we're
Is she
walking,
screaming?
and as we're walking over there, the mom that I was with, who I've become really good friends with, she was like, oh my God, when I was in 5th grade, my elbow got stuck and they had to yank the entire staircase off the building to get my elbow out. And I was like, she's fine. We get over there and like I'm holding her up. My friend's at the
No.
bottom of the stairs, like pushing her knee, and like we cannot get her out. My friend is like, well, we got to call the fire department. Okay.
Stop.
So we call the fire department.
Hi.
Hi. Hello from no voice.
Almost always starts with a giggle because something has always happened that relates to the title of this podcast. And it just never ceases to feel relevant, which is why I appreciate it.
Like what in the world?
Sans just yet again, I feel like there was another time where you were knocking on death's door, but like for other like when you had your stomach bug. Now, this is how committed we are. It's 6:08 on a Saturday night. Sam has the flu.
Correct. Hence no voice.
Has been solo with her children until 8 minutes ago when her husband walked in from a how many day business trip? 4-day business trip. Meanwhile,
but when it's on the weekend, a Saturday, it's more like a 10-day.
It might as well be. You've been solo for 25 days at this point.
And the flu. It's unbelievable.
Are you actually feeling better or are you?
I am. I'm on day 5. I don't know why I don't have a voice. Like my voice makes me sound like I'm feeling horrible.
Yeah, Today was
the first day that I felt like no body aches, no chills, just like a massive head cold, which like I can handle a massive head cold. But like every night for the past 4 nights, I have gone to bed at 7:30 underneath my covers, like shaking, like I'm going to die.
Well, and meanwhile, I mean, it's like with Kyle not there, there's been no other option other than you just trudging out there in the world doing drop-offs
every
and
morning.
pickups.
Every morning I'll move to the couch and let Isla basically get everybody ready as I direct her. And at 7:45, I awake and go walk them to school. And every morning Isla's been like, Mom, I just don't think you're going to make it. I'm like, I'm not, but I have to make it. Like, this is my mom.
I had to send you an LOL text the other day when you were like, I'm feeling slightly better now that I had 4 Advil.
Yeah.
And I was like, 4 Advil. LOL. That's so extreme.
And it worked. It really made me feel better. And then I crashed that night. I crashed after those 4 Advil went away. But yeah, my voice, which is the weird part, is Monday is when I started to feel bad. And my voice was the first to go. Like my friend was like, I don't think you have the flu. I think you have like laryngitis or pneumonia. And then Wednesday morning was when I was like, oh no, if this isn't the flu, I don't know what this is. And that's when I started to do the body aches. But it was weird because like literally my voice was the first thing to go. I don't understand it.
Oh my gosh.
I know. But yeah, so last time I think I talked about having the stomach bug when my husband was traveling. I would take that hands down 24 hours.
Would you really?
Oh, because it was 24 hours.
Oh my gosh.
This 5-day flu thing, which I've heard everybody who's getting the flu this year, it's 5 to 7 days, like inevitable. Because like you throw up, you kind of just get through the next day and then you're just kind of like weak and like whatever. But the body aches and the chills and the like, literally I want to die. So yeah, it's been a real treat.
To anyone out there listening who has had the flu recently, we are commiserating with you deeply.
I know it's absolutely nuts. But I also, before I got the flu, I have the funniest story about Finley.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
It relates to this podcast, obviously, because it's my children. Wednesday was when I started to feel like I went to breakfast with friends at like 8:30 and I was like, oh no, this is not good. And then, so I came home, but I still had to pick up the girls at 2:30.
Right.
This is also probably the only time where I'm like, okay, suburbia, a car sounds really nice now to not have to be like
trudging your butt all over
the,
New York.
Deep winter, like pushing my girls in a stroller when like I want to die. My sweet 2 neighbors have seen me on the street and literally they're like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not.
They're like, deeply unwell.
Don't look okay
right now.
Anyway, so long story short, every Wednesday we play on the playground at Isla's school with Isla's bestie, and her mom and I always stay till like 4 o'clock. It's so fun. It was like 3:40 and Isla's like, Mom, Finley's leg is stuck. And we were like, whatever, because she's like a climber. So she climbs everything.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, whatever, she's tiny. She's not really stuck. And we go over there and her knee had bent in between these 2 bars of a stairwell. of outside door. And like, we
Oh my
couldn't get it out.
gosh.
We could not get it out. And as we're
Is she
walking,
screaming?
screaming. And as we're walking over there, the mom that I was with, who I've become really good friends with, she was like, oh my God, when I was in 5th grade, my elbow got stuck and they had to yank the entire staircase off the building to get my elbow out. And I was like, oh, she's fine. We get over there and like, I'm holding her up. My friend's at the
No.
bottom of the stairs, like pushing her knee, and like, we cannot get her out. So my friend is like, well, we got to call the fire department. Okay.
Stop.
So we call the fire department, and because like, we cannot get this leg out, and she's screaming. She's very scared, but she does say it hurts, and I don't want to like break her knee.
I mean, yes, but okay. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
we were really tugging. So then they like call it into the EMT as like child impaled at the school. They
My
send
gosh.
probably 15 firemen. I have to show you this photo. So if you're watching, you can look at this. They probably sent like 15 firemen, an EMT, a policeman, a police chief, because they've heard it's like child trauma.
impaled. Child has been impaled.
Child trauma. So I'm like holding her up. The firemen, of course, are like, I don't know if it's just New York City, but I feel like all firemen are amazing. Like, I don't know if they have to go through like personality tests, but they're just so kind. Like,
well, it has to, I mean, they have to deal with so much jarring trauma that you would just imagine that they're like conditioned to be very kind about it.
And they come up with like extreme force of like, hurry to get her out. But then one guy is just like, hey, sweetie, what's your name? Can I hold you instead of your mom? Like, very kind to her. So they end up having to like yank the bar. They break the bar open and they get her out. Okay, so this is
Stop it.
I'm not kidding you. Like, I can't even count how many firemen there are.
And how did that even happen? She just slipped in between?
I think like her leg was straight, and then when she went to pull it out, because your joints get bigger when it bends, that's exactly what happened to my friend's elbow. And it's true, like if you look at your knee, it just like, and she's also very tiny and bony anyway, so there's not like a lot to give. And so I kept saying like, are you scared that you're screaming or is it hurt? And she's like, no, it hurts. Okay, so then the EMT guy gets up and he's like, our protocol is under 5. We have to like call in the doctor and like you have to speak to the doctor before we let you go. And I don't know my rights. I've never had this happen before.
No.
So then we spend
I'm most certain that no one else on this podcast also does.
No.
So
we spend 30 minutes in the in the ambulance, and I'm like, you're not taking me anywhere. But he was like, we have to do her vitals, and then we have to call the doctor, and then you have to.
And which doctor? Is it like their doctor or your doctor?
There's a fire department doctor, and then you have to.
Fascinating.
Right, and then we have to write in our report that mom decided to not send child to the hospital, and he was like, but based off of the fact that Finley was like climbing everywhere in the ambulance, like we all knew she was fine, but he's like, I'm really sorry, this is protocol. After 20 minutes of being on hold, I literally was like, dude, like I'm feeling horrible. My girls are climbing all over an ambulance. I'm like, I gotta go. And he was like, okay, I just want you to know that like it's protocol. Like you don't have to stay, but like, it's all legit. It's all lawsuits, right? They don't want me to come back and say they didn't care for my daughter. And so I'm like, I'm leaving. So I go in the playground and I like start packing up my stuff, and he comes running out. He's like, the doctor's on. So I talked to him and it was fine. But it was clearly like, I asked the guy, I was like, is this like a triage? Like, is the doctor just taking important calls? Because clearly we all know my call is not important right now.
Right.
He was like, he does kind of have to take like the most important. I'm like, so the girls are like asking these poor EMT dudes like every inch of what this ambulance does. I was like, and then I didn't even know I had the flu at that point. Wednesday night was like when I knew I had the flu, and I was like, what?
Okay, but did you have like a mental? I don't feel like during these things, I guess in the moment of high trauma situations like this, historically, I have been able to like pull it together. I mean, we've had several in traumatic ER visit and things of that nature, and I've been like able to maintain calm, but like afterwards, it's felt, once the cortisol crashes and everything is in fact fine, hopefully, I'm curious, like, what was your mental state during all of that?
Well, it's funny because the most traumatic I felt was when Finley fell down the stairs at 2, and I literally thought her nose was broken. And I was like calling my mom crying. I was like, I think she's either like, it was so scary because I heard it, I saw it, her nose was bruised, her eyes were bleeding. Where this was just like, oh, there she is climbing stairs again. And then all of a sudden she was like, Mom, I'm stuck. Like, it wasn't traumatic, so it didn't feel traumatic. And the firemen were probably only there for 7 to 10 minutes after they broke the bar. So weirdly, yeah, like my friend kept being like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." Because like also like her knee didn't look hurt. It just was stuck. And now she has a good amount
Oh,
of bruising on both sides of her.
oh
So at the end of
gosh.
it, I was just annoyed that I'm wasting time in this EMT when I know I don't. But yeah, I think if it was like more traumatic or like even like goose eggs are scary
Ooh,
to you know
we've
what I
had lots of those,
so,
and those I do
yeah,
not
I
like.
don't like those, like, head stuff. So this didn't
No.
feel traumatic, it was just the drama that the city brought was like, "Oh my god,
Oh
this is so dramatic."
my gosh.
Yeah, I know, wasn't that fun?
And the wild thing is it's Saturday, and I haven't even heard that story from
I
you.
well, because Wednesday night I went down with the flu, and if you've had the flu, I truly don't even know what I've done in the last 3 days. Like, I cannot explain to you this mode of survival. Like, literally, it's been wild. So yeah, what a week.
Gosh, what
I
a
know.
week. Well,
But
the funny thing was I was like, "Oh, I have a funny story to share." And you were like, "Yeah, me too." But now I'm realizing you didn't say funny. You said like a
I just
little
said
silly
Finley.
a Finley story. Yeah, I translate that as funny, and that was absolutely not a funny story. So mine is silly. Mine we'll go from that, which is like highly traumatic, to just
Well, I guess
so
my only, like, mom thing out of that is, like, thank God my mom friend was comfortable enough to call 911 because sometimes that's scary to me. I don't know why. We should not be scared to call 911, but it was, like, such a good reminder that, like, yeah, that's what the firemen are for.
I know.
Like, they're there to do those things, and they're really good at that. The school principal came out and was, like, not even worried an ounce about his stairwell being broken. He was, like, hugging me, "Are you okay? Is Finley" like, he was so nice about it, like, it was just, like, a good reminder of, like, no, like, that's what they're there for, like, you're allowed to do that.
And like what else were you supposed to do in that instance? You
Yeah,
couldn't get her
yeah.
out.
So
Oh my
anyway,
gosh. Don't worry.
bless you.
After hearing about your flu and I've been sneezing all week, I'm like, I just took an immunity shot downstairs, which I just think is mumbo jumbo. Like,
Uh-huh,
literally,
yeah.
it's like filled with black pepper, which is probably why I'm sneezing now. But anyway, I just took it because I'm like, I'm not getting sick.
Oh
I
my
refuse.
gosh.
As if you would get me sick from New
Yeah,
York through this
through this,
video.
yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so my very silly story, which doesn't relate to anything other than work travel, which I guess kind of relates to this. But so I was flying back on a late flight. This is now a couple weeks ago. And like the flight didn't even take off till 9, which for any other mom on this
Oh
podcast,
gosh.
that is like that we are in bed typically at that time. So that
Yes.
meant like landing at midnight, getting home at 1, whatever. Well, I looked ahead of time and I was like, oh, great, I have a seat open next to me. I might be able I'm a smallish person. I might be able to curl up and like actually take a couple hour nap. Well, I walk on the plane and like the seat that was supposed to be free is obviously not free. There's someone sitting in it. And I thought of this description after the fact and it's been so resonant with me. For any of our mom friends out there, this woman could not have looked more like Moana's grandmother if she
Oh
had
my
tried. I mean, it is as if they made the animation for Moana's grandmother from this woman. Like, if she had shown me her stingray tattoo at some point, like, I would not have been surprised at all. So I sit down next to her and, like, someone, like, started to get in our row, and so she stood up and went to the seat by the window and like opened up the seat, and then I realized like, oh, she wasn't supposed to be in that middle seat anyway. She was supposed to be on the window seat. So I'm like, okay, great, I have my seat back. But then it's one of those situations where like I can already tell by the smiles, by the
Oh no.
whatever
She
from
wants to
her,
talk
like
to you?
she wants to talk, but there was a
No.
challenge. When I say she didn't speak any English or
Oh no.
any Spanish that I recognize, like I was trying to piece together like what is the language? I thought she was speaking Spanish to me, but then there were enough other words that I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's Portuguese, maybe it's something else. I don't know. I wasn't sure. So she's making the craziest faces at me, trying to communicate, like rubbing her belly, like telling me that she wants a snack.
No.
I pulled out a mint that I had from dinner in my pocket, and she like literally like took my hand as if she wanted me to give her that mint or asked me if I had another one.
No.
I mean, she thought we were literal
Oh
best
my
friends.
gosh.
So we get going, and I, of course, stick on the AirPods because
Yes.
I'm like, I want to sleep. I want to do
Yeah.
anything other than have whatever
Talk to
this
you.
is happening going on right now. I mean, so kind, very kind woman, but I'm sorry. It's 9 o'clock at night. It's past my
No.
bedtime. It's
Yeah.
been a long week. So she, like mid-flight, just starts speaking or praying. I'm unsure because she wasn't speaking English. Literally at full volume, as if she's shouting. It's like 10:30 at night at this point. Shouting, you know, and like everyone's looking around, like everyone's not sure. I mean, it was like equal parts like, is she saving the plane from going down? Like, is she praying right now because this plane is about to go down? Or are we kind of kooky?
Yeah.
I was completely unsure. So this goes on for like 15 minutes.
Oh
like,
my God.
The flight attendant walks by, doesn't do anything. Like, I don't really know what to do. So I'm just, smiling at her because I'm like, what's happening? I don't know. And then she stops the loud talking, praying. And she looks at me dead in the eyes and goes, I'm praying for you. And then she puts her, puts her hand on, gets really close to me, puts her hand on my shoulder and starts the loud talking.
No.
And yes, again, for another 10 minutes. And at this point, the flight attendant walks by again and he just looks at me with really wide eyes. And I'm like, at what point is someone going to intervene?
Yeah,
like, is
what are
anything
they
gonna
allowed
happen?
to do?
Unsure. But at the end, I just was like, thank you. After she stopped.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't know what to say. And then she just goes, God bless ya. And I was like, okay, which that sounded Irish. So she did not have an Irish accent.
We don't know what she was.
We don't know. So it's all like coming to a close. We're getting off the plane. We of course land and they don't have a gate ready, which at this point I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm bolting. And she hands me her phone. Yeah, hands me her phone. And in clear English, which she has not spoken this entire flight, goes, can I get your number?
No. Did you?
And like pretended to like tap on it. And then I was like, I don't know. I just said, I don't know, as if I didn't know my own number. I didn't know how to get into her phone. It was mainly just, I don't know what's happening, was really what I was responding to in my mind. And then I walked out of that plane and just ran to my Uber.
That is...
But I told it was nuts. But I told my mom, I was like, my mom was like, first of all, I'm really happy that you had some boundaries at the end of that flight and didn't give her your number because I could see a situation where you could. Like, really proud of you. But I told her, I was like, it was the weirdest situation I've ever had on a flight ever. And I still don't know what to make of it. But I'm just trying to imagine her next to anyone else on that flight besides me who just sat there and like took it.
Did you make eye contact with anybody around you? Like,
No, people were so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, she's shouting.
Oh my God.
And it was pitch black because they had the lights down because it was dark, which I also thought made it like weirder. But you know what? On the flip side, maybe she was praying because that plane was going down and I'll never know. And maybe I was about to die on the way home and she saved me from that. You never know. But it was just one of those
I mean, maybe she was Year of the Horse. I mean, she had a lot of energy. She was feeling it.
So much energy. And it was very much directed at me. So
that is so weird.
I know. I was just trying to imagine someone like one of our husbands having experienced that.
Oh, Kyle. No. Like, Kyle wants to speak to no one ever.
Well, and that's why I'm like, am I too smiley to people when I get on the plane?
Yeah.
I
don't make eye contact anymore.
You don't even make eye contact. See, this is where
Not
I've
really.
engaged because I've made eye contact.
No, I don't fly nearly as much as you, but I don't really make eye contact. I think it's also the city has trained me, like on buses, on subways, you just like don't make eye contact with people.
I know.
It's weird.
And my problem, Kev always makes fun of me. He's like, your natural inclination is always, hi, I'm Lucy.
Hi. Yeah. And this got you in the butt because she sensed it.
She was like, yep, she's it. She's my girl. She's going to be my girl forever. We're going to exchange numbers. I was trying to imagine. I'm like, I don't know what language you speak, but we don't speak the same language. And I'm trying to imagine us having a text conversation or her calling me and just shout praying at me.
That's the flip side. I bet there would be somebody that would want that number and they would ride that out. They would like do something with that relationship.
I know. So I'm grateful I didn't exchange it, but I can tell you this. I've never made it through the Indianapolis airport faster to the Uber than that time.
Flying is such a crapshoot.
I know.
Like, you really just don't know what you're going to get. It's really weird if you think about it. Like, you're just stuck on this plane.
And you're so contained. You're contained in this.
And you're just expecting people to behave, but we know people don't behave. Like, it's a real weird And you're
That's
so
a really
close.
good point. You really are expecting people to behave, and people are just bringing their full selves to that plane.
Like, I wonder what the protocol is. Like, could the flight attendant have been like, "Excuse me, lower your voice," but is there a rule on how loud you can be on an airplane? I don't know.
I don't know. And then I'm like stuck there. So I'm like, let's just let
Right.
this lady be fine because I'm going to have to sit here regardless. I know. So I
You
hadn't
did
shared
it.
that with you. And I thought that would be a fun little.
What a week. Oh, that was last week, though.
I don't even know when that was now. Several
Oh
weeks
my
ago, 2 weeks
God.
ago. I know.
Wild.
Anyways, we basically, for anyone here that's curious about what the topic is today, this is pretty much it. This is like random catch up, real mom chat.
Right. Why are we so tired? Was 2016 really better than 2026?
I know.
Is that what the
anyone
trend
loving?
is? It's better or it's not better?
I think we're, if I don't know, because now I think people take these trends multiple different ways, and now I don't know what it was telling me. I thought it was saying 2026 was better than 2016, is better
Right?
than 2016.
Yeah, right? But then
That's
everyone
how
is
I
like
took
saying
it.
2016 like wasn't terrible. So then are we
Well,
starting?
definitely wasn't terrible. And that's what was fun when I was putting together that montage, even though I didn't understand the trend very well. For us, thinking about, it was so fun to go back in our photos and be like, reminded yet again, hey, we've been friends now for so long, which is such a blast.
Starting at Indiana University, which I mean we have to plug because it's not a podcast without us talking about the Hoosiers. So go Hoosiers.
Well, and by the time this airs, we'll know one way or another whether or
know.
not they're national champions.
We'll know.
And it's why we're barely talking about it, because we can barely talk about it right now.
Nope,
We're a bit unhinged.
Yep.
But no, 2016, it was fun to zero in on because I was newly married. We had just gotten married, graduated business school. And do you remember I literally graduated business school and got on a plane the next day and came to visit you in California?
Yeah. I know. I loved that trip.
And we did Carmel, we did wine tasting, we did hiking, all the things. Somehow we did a trip to Vegas with the husbands.
And we were at an IU basketball game.
And we went to an IU basketball game for Kyle's birthday.
For people who live really far away from each other, that's a pretty good.
But it reminded me that before we were podcast hosts and doing this regularly, we had made a commitment forever ago, like after graduating college, that we would always do at least like one trip together a year.
Right.
And the funny thing is, I can like deeply remember some of those trips where we were like, what will it be like when we're married or when we have kids, or
what trips will we be going on?
What trips will we be going on? And the funny thing is, I now feel like we see each other more now than we ever have before, which is just so fun.
Well, I've learned through you doing it with you for the first time, trips with kids, with friends, hands down, is the best way to do it. Like, I know your Paris trip was amazing. That's a very special trip, but like a Florida trip, I don't know, just anything that you can do with another couple with their kids that are the same age totally makes that trip more fun.
Well, and the funny thing is, when we did that one last October, we stayed with friends for the first part. So we got like kid interaction, which was so fun. And then we met friends, like met new kid friends for the kids at the hotel. And so, because it's so true, I mean, it's so much more fun for everyone, including the kids.
Yeah.
When you have someone else that you're traveling with. So I know, I think we've definitely broken our rule of always going on a solo trip, the two of us, every year. But I think for good reason. I don't know when
the last time we did that.
I'm trying to think. I feel like it was New York pre you moving there.
Yeah, I think it was New York when I had baby Finley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. But it's fun to travel with our kids. And then we ski with our husbands. Like, it's funny. When I was looking back at 2016 photos, I thought two things.
What? We looked so rested.
I need to stop deleting all my photos on airplanes because I don't have very many photos of 2016. I'm like getting such a bad habit of doing that. Number two, because I have died with the flu and have 3 children, 2016 without kids looked so lovely. Like, I have
Yeah.
photos of me at CrossFit competitions. I have photos of us traveling. I have photos of me just, like, taking Pino to that beach we love.
Oh my, he loved that
Love
beach.
that.
Pino lived such a fun life for a period of time.
So I really enjoyed watching people, like, how they've changed in photos posting this kind of stuff, and it's, like, funny. Of course, I'm happy I have my kids. Like, I know
Right.
that that's extreme, but it's in this one moment, I look back and I'm like, "Oh my god, she just could do whatever she wanted for as long as she
Uh-huh.
wanted."
Uh-huh.
And if she had the flu, she would not be taking care of anybody.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't really remember it being like it was a good year, but I guess I don't know where this trend came from. I'm interested, like, who made
I
it
don't
up?
I don't know either. You know how these things happen. It's all
Yeah,
very confusing to
I
me.
think it goes back to people thinking 2026 is gonna be a good year. Now, the fact that I got the flu the first month, I'm not letting it wreck it. I'm still
No.
feeling Year of the Horse. I'm gonna be okay.
We're not letting it wreck it, and even in that vein, we have an amazing guest coming on the
Oh my
pod
gosh.
in a couple weeks who we
Yes.
just absolutely loved talking to, but we got into this Year of the Horse with her specifically,
Mhm.
and this week she sent us what I
The
feel
most
like we need in our lives, but it feels absurd.
amazing.
What is that woman's name? Lily Saldona. What is it? How do you
I
say it?
forget. Yeah, I don't know, but it's
Whatever
the
that,
year
like, bougie headband brand is, Lily something.
specifically for the Year of the Horse.
Specifically, Year of the Fire Horse. Red, gold horses. I mean, it's beyond. It's
It would
absurd,
it would go with Indiana University
and it's
stuff.
everything. It's beyond and it's everything all at the same time.
It was so lovely to know that we weren't the only cuckoos out here, like, feeling the energy, but
No, I mean, truly, we've been talking about it at work a lot. People are really fired up about it.
yeah, yeah,
So,
I know.
I'm feeling, yeah.
I need, like, one more day of rest, and then I'll get back
Mhm.
on my
Mhm. Well, you have one more day to pull yourself together ahead of this IU game, so I feel like that's totally fair.
oh my god, this IU game. It's
Yeah.
causing me so much anxiety.
Yeah. Well, the only other thing that I thought could be fun and fun is another weird term as I'm about to go into this, but kind of reflecting back on the day that I had today, which was really interesting. So, my sweet grandfather was 96 years old and passed away in the last week. And we had his funeral today. So we drove 5 hours round trip to that funeral, but was absolutely so worth it. Not just because it was amazing to see family, but it was just like really interesting to reflect on this man's life and how different I feel like he is from me. And it was interesting because I know on this podcast specifically, we've talked about nature versus nurture quite a bit.
We're really convinced on the nature part.
We're really convinced on the nature part. And I will tell you, today was one of those days where I'm
Right,
like, is
but
that wrong?
right,
Is that totally backwards?
I know.
Because each of the cousins that was there shared a memory about him. And like common themes were this man never complained about anything, which is totally true. He gave away every single thing that he earned, which is totally true. He was always content. He was just really a simple man. And my reflection about him were two stories, and I think it's interesting to share because I think it's just so different. I think the themes that I came out from him were, one, he literally like didn't need anything extra. And like the story, it's family lore now between my immediate family because my dad reminded me today that I actually was not there for this story. We've just told it so many times that I think that I was there. But my dad took my grandpa out for a sandwich. This is like probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And he was like, "Hey, Bob, do you need a drink to go with your sandwich? You want me to get you a cup of water? Like they have a free cup of water." And he was like, "Nope, there are enough vegetables in this sandwich and the vegetables have water in them."
Oh my god.
Wouldn't even accept a free cup of water. Like that I think embodies this man to a T. Like he just did not, like, earthly possessions were not important to him at all.
Wow. And here we are
So
with our, like, 14 water bottles all the time.
exactly. And we're talking about these
Yeah, but you're
headbands
fine.
that are $200 that we think we need in our lives, and
Right,
we still feel
right.
like we do. That's not going away.
Yeah.
Um and the second one, he was just like the most unhurried man ever.
Oh, is he a slow walker?
He was a little bit of a slow walker, which I'm now reflecting on. And anyone that's listened to this knows how uncomfortable that makes me. But it was hard. It's hard for me to know how much that was a symptom or
Right.
matter of age, but he was an unhurried man. And it was funny because when I was like, I shared a story for that too, but when I was reflecting on these, I was like, he was a simple man that didn't need anything and he was unhurried. And I was like, from a legacy and genetic perspective, I don't think I got either of those things. So it's just leading me to question back to our nature versus nurture thing, because I feel like when I look at my kids, all I can think is you are a subject of how you were born. And then I look at my grandpa and I'm like, he has one part of me in here somewhere. And I can't think of like all the wonderful things that were shared about him today. I was like, if I died, I can't imagine that anyone would say any of those things about me.
That is so good. I know. This is why we need an expert on of nature versus nurture, because it's got to be twice removed given like your mom and your dad. I wonder what like your mom thinks about.
But then my brother, I feel like my brother got all of it. He
can relate to it. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, because I see those things in my brother and I'm like, wow, what wonderful qualities that you got from granddaddy.
Okay. But this also goes back to an obsession that we have as birth order. You're the baby. I think there's something to be said about birth order.
I don't know.
And there's something special about that second kid, which is, again, all these things that we need experts on.
We need an expert. But you know how funerals go and how they are so amazing in the sense that you can like really think about legacy and what someone has left. And it just, yet again, it made me makes me very introspective in the sense of like, gosh, what would people say about me?
Right.
And it's really, I don't know. I don't have anything like concrete on that, but it's just, it really makes you think about at the end of your life. This is getting very deep and very morbid. Maybe it's because I was on that plane with that praying woman, like really bringing it all full circle and thinking I was going to die. But I'm just, I think it's just like something good to reflect on, especially at the beginning of a year as we have all this energy and we have all this motivation and there's so many things we want to get done. Like, I don't know. I think I'm just sitting here having a very reflective moment today thinking about like, what is it all for?
Yeah. I agree. You're lucky to have older grandparents. The last one I had, I think I was like 24 was my last one that I went to. So I've never experienced this because when you're 13 and you go to your grandparents' funeral, you're like so selfish and you don't really think like that. But my last one, I agree. What was interesting is there were a lot of burned relationships with that grandfather. And so it was a lot of like, not great stories, not like a bad way, but it was a lot of like, we were just excited that the cousins were together and we were having a lot of fun.
That was so fun.
Yeah. And so that part is like so fun, but it's interesting. I feel like Kyle has all of his grandparents left, which is so cool.
Wild.
I know.
This was my last one on Kevin or I's side.
Yeah. But like, you don't go to funerals very often. It's really kind of.
Thankfully.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I guess I don't ever think this way, but it's good every once in a while too, because like if you were to, right now, I don't know, my girls would be like even yesterday, Isla was like, Mom, can you not be sick anymore? It's like really
She's like,
hard.
this is a really big downer for me. This is really hard for me.
Yeah, it's really hard when you are sick. And I'm like, I know. I don't know what, like in the last 4 days, what my children have thought of me have not been great because I'm just like surviving. And so, it's interesting when you think of it that way of like what they'll say. I don't know.
We don't know.
But
I will end it on a lighter. You say what you're going to say and then
I will just say like I don't know what this means, or I never really understood what this meant when people are like, oh, I don't deserve this child, or oh, blah, blah. And it kind of goes off of what you're saying, because sometimes I'm just like so daunted by this motherhood job. The past 3 days, like I literally have felt like I don't deserve Isla. Like the way that she has cared for me, Finley and Ruby could care less that I have the flu. Like they're still screaming at me. They're still fighting. Isla has truly like done everything for me. Like,
oh my God.
Everything. And like without even one complaint. Just like, sure, Mom. Okay, I'll go pack Ruby. Okay, I'll go get Ruby dressed. Okay, I'll get the lunches. And you're like, okay, well, maybe I am doing something right because she wants to do that. so much. But it was a moment for me to be a little reflective of like, gosh, I don't deserve this little girl that's just like bending over backwards for me.
Yeah.
And it was really sweet, you know, because I mean, 4 and a 3-year-old, they don't care. But like, yeah, she's old enough
Right.
to understand like mommy's sick, mommy needs help. It was very sweet.
So sweet.
I know. It was so sweet.
Well, for as reflective and nice as it was for me, as you can imagine, for children age 6 and 3 who didn't know this man. They didn't know him. Bob was his name. I don't think he's probably ever gone by Bobby in his entire life, but starting last night, Henry kept going, tomorrow we're going to go say bye to Grandpa Bobby.
Oh
and
my
I
God.
don't know why, but I was so tickled by that because I just think it was just so sweet. But we go to the funeral, you know, like he's taking it all in. Like it's really, you know, he's listening really well, was really well behaved. And then we get in the car and he goes, do you think Bobby's going to be at lunch? I'm like,
Oh my God. Oh my God. What's it all for?
What's it all for? What are we doing here? Who is this? I mean,
why are we trying?
I was like, so that was that. Truly, I think like the whole day just went straight over their heads. But
is he gonna be at lunch? Okay,
is
you
he
have
gonna be
to
at lunch. I'm like, I don't think Bobby's gonna be at lunch, babe.
You have to remember when he's older.
I know.
Hilarious.
I know. So
They're
sweet.
so sweet and innocent, but like that's such a good example of like we try so hard to make that day comfortable for them, and they
comfortable. I over explained to the millionth degree.
Yeah.
Like let me try to explain who this cousin is and who this cousin's kid is that you love playing with. But like, nope, Bobby is not going to be at lunch today. So anyways.
That's so good.
All right. Well, let me let you go so you can go to bed.
I know, but we haven't done a product or a thing in a long time.
I do have a product actually that I've been liking.
And I have a thing. It's very easy.
Okay, perfect. Have you heard of this brand Dermatology before?
No.
Well, I can't believe I didn't have you do this when you came, but they have a little microdermabrasion scrub that I've been doing like every 3 days now.
Okay.
It just makes your skin feel so smooth. I just have to tell myself that it's like turning over dead cells or something and making me feel younger. But it's not. It like feels great and it's like very gentle. And I've just been really
Did you just pick it up or did somebody tell you about
I picked it up because I was recommended something else. I didn't actually like the other thing that I got, but I like this. So yeah.
Oh,
I know. It's been really nice.
Okay. I am saying something super small this week because clearly I've done nothing given the flu. However, I asked 2 parents to help me this week because I was going to die.
Yeah.
So one of them was in the morning. I was leaving my apartment and they saw, I usually have to take 2 girls to one school and then walk a mile to take Ruby. And the people across the street are in Finley's class and they saw me and I was like, can you just take them? So they took Isla and Finley and then I could just like slowly walk Ruby a mile because walking a mile when you have the flu is horrible. And then on Friday, yesterday, I went and picked up both girls and then I came home and I don't have to get Isla till 4:30, which like normally is fine. But coming back, nighttime's the worst with the flu. Coming back into my warm house and thinking I was going to have to fight these girls to get in a stroller, walk to get Isla to her after school in the cold. I just was like, I'm not going to make it. So I texted a friend who's in the program and they have a car. And I was like, are you picking your daughter up with a car? And if you are, can you please bring Isla? And they did because moms and dads are the best when they know you're in need. And it's just a good reminder because these friends are not, they're not Lucy's. They're not people.
You just always have to ask. People are so kind. Yeah, they want to help. They want to help, but the reality is they can't help unless you ask.
Yes. And I feel like I've talked about this before of like, I now have reached a point where I will ask, or if people offer, I'll say yes. And then I realize that I'm offering a lot and people are not taking my offer. Like it's a lot harder. So then I feel like, wait a second, guys, like I'm allowing you to help me. Like, let me help you. And most moms, the first line of defense is like, no, I'm good. Yeah. And it's like, no.
I think that's a great lesson for all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many times, whether it's one-off or you get stuck with the FDNY trying to get your child out of the stairs. Like, you just don't know when you're going to need help. So
and
I
just
think
ask.
That's amazing. Just ask. People want to help. I completely agree.
Right? It's really
Yeah.
it's crazy how much people want to help and people have a hard time accepting it. And so for me
Mhm.
to ask, like, I'm good at accepting it out of the blue. Like if somebody's like outside, like, oh, I'll take your kid. I'm like, thank you. But for me to like type that text message took a lot of me.
But do you know what's funny? People not only have a hard time accepting help, they have a hard time saying you're welcome after they do something for you. Have you noticed that?
Really?
Like if you say
Yeah.
thank you, people just want to write it off and be like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
It was
you're
totally
fine.
fine. Like
We're like,
there's something about it. Like we don't want to project that like we did do something to help.
I know.
So
But like moms need help. Moms need
moms need
support.
help, and it's okay to say you're welcome because like you did actually help someone.
Yeah, like I wrote back. I was like, thank you. I owe you. And I think it was like, yeah, no, you don't.
See? That's what I'm saying. I don't know why.
Like,
It's like it's a thing.
yeah, that's so
Maybe we
interesting.
can
But
just
that
make it a point. Anyone on this pod, guys, ask for help
and say you're welcome.
and say you're welcome when you do help someone.
Yeah. But that's what's I think and then I'm done because I think I'm now annoyed that like nobody wants to accept my help. But then I have to remind myself, no, it's really hard.
It's hard.
Really,
It's
really
hard to
hard.
accept
Like,
help.
I'll take your kid or I'll do this. No, no, it's okay. And I'm like, okay, I can't force you. But I've gotten to the point where I'm like, if you're gonna offer,
Yeah.
take
Yeah. Please take
help.
my kids.
Please take
Help.
my kids.
Help.
Yeah. All
Oh
right.
my gosh. Well, feel better, friend. And go
Thank
Hoosiers.
you. Go Hoosiers. Oh my gosh. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.